mounted like a stupendous monster of
my
nightmares to the
goodness.
monolith,
Oh, really?
about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed it.
Dagon is a festival interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choice, actions, sequences, or inventory management here, and movement, if limited, to progress through location along with the plot. Hello everyone, this is Dagon. So here is again is from Lovecraft's work.
I am writing this
about,
under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
I'll be sure no more. Okay, I am writing this under a special mental strength by tonight. Oh, during the game you will encounter the interactive person. Some of them will allow you to continue the journey. Other reveal interesting fact about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find this secret, focus on your eye and look for the elder sign. Oh, interesting. So this is from the Lovecraft. Oh, you cannot. Probably this one that they say. What's that? Lovecraft's letter. As the letter, my case is peculiar. I write such things exactly as easily and as rapidly as I would utter the same topics in conversation. Indeed, especially expression is with me largely, replacing conversation as my condition of nervous prostration become more and more acute. I cannot bear to talk much now, and I'm become as silent as the spectator himself. My loquacity extends itself on paper. I don't know what HP mean, but HP Lovecraft to Reinhard Kleiner, December 23, 1970. Throughout his life, Lovecraft penned around 100,000 letters to his friends and fans, out of which 10% survive to this day. But his tendency to endless correspondence was a relative low growth. Yet HUNS rarely did any letter writing. Thanking anybody for a present was so much of an ordeal that I would rather have written a 250-line pastoral or 20-page treatise on the reign of Satan. Selected letter 1929 to 1931, H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft would often skip means to afford postage collection of this correspondence has been published in various books, and selected letters can be found online. Some readers consider you can read the discovered trivia embedded or go back to that letter in the main menu. Turn off this trivia, you find that feature this alright. Okay, this is the only I cannot even watch. Where the hell am I? Okay, I don't know what is that. I guess that is just
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
What? I don't understand.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
What's that? Do not turn from my service to morphine.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Oh. Okay, there must be something. Oh, there it is. Morphine. Morphine entered into use in the 19th centuries, and it was routinely and mass administered to treat severe pain during the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, and World War I, 1914 to 1918. It was also sold without registration until 1914. Morphine became more popular after the invention of the hypodermic syringe around 1854. Friedrich Zertuner, who was first isolated the substance, originally named it morphine after Morpheus, the Greek god associated with rain. At the time when Dagon was published, morphine abuse, known as soldier disease, already posed a big problem in the United States. Oh, it was in 1854. I don't know how to say cis junior or whatever, but I'm really sorry if I spelled it wrong. Ooh. Is this my house? I better need to clean it. Ooh. Is there any more? Is there any more? No. Guess nothing. Guess yeah, let's go.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Okay. Oh, I cannot do anything. All I can do is just like oh, I guess this is again about history. Lovecraft and the Great War. Dagon was writing around a month after the United States entered World War I. Lovecraft. What is this? Lovecraft was active interest in its cause. He composed many poems in which he gave encouragement to soldiers and commented on the event unfolding in Europe. He tried to enlist in the army, which is mentioned in one of the letters to Reinhard Kleiner. Some time ago, impressed by my entire uselessness in the world, I resolved to attempt enlistment despite my almost invalid condition. I argue that if I choose a regiment soon to depart for France, my sheer nervous force, which is not inconsiderable, might sustain me till a bullet or a piece of shrapnel could more conclusively and effectively dispose of me. Letters to Reinhard Kleiner, H.P. Lovecraft. But even though he passed the physical insane, his mother prevented him from going to the war. She has threatened to go to any land, legal or otherwise, if I do not reveal all the ills which unfit me for the army. I am forbidden the life and time of H.P. Lovecraft. Saint Joshi? I don't know, SD Joshi, I guess. Interesting. I guess this scan is all about that, learn about the story.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
Okay.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
That is sad. Oh, we found that. We also found that as a story. Oh, there's not really so many things. I guess this is like a story, but whatever. Let's learn about it. The HUNS was Central Asian nobles who established their dominion in Europe and invaded the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. They were known as brutal, jackal warriors and master of great raid who also developed powerful composite bows, lances, and early siege weapons. During the World War I, the British used the word Hun as a synonym for Germans in order to emphasize their brutality. However, the term originated when the German Empire Wilhelm II gave a speech to his troops on 27 July 90,000 before they embarked to China. Should you encounter the enemy, he will be defeated. No quarter will be given. Prisoner will not be taken. Whoever falls into your hand is forfeited. Just as told 1,000 years ago, the Huns under their king Attila make a name for themselves, one that even today made them seem mighty in history and legend. Made the name German. Okay, I don't have any friends, so whatever, man, I don't care. May the name German be offended by you in such a way in China that no Chinese will ever again dare to look cross-eyed at a German. The refusal to take prisoner was a clear branch of the law and custom of war adopted during the first Hague Convention of 1899. Interesting. I cannot even move again, so I don't really...
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone, in a small boat, with water and provisions for a good length of time.
So you run away? Is that a good reason to run away? No, there must be something, There's nothing. Okay, there must be something, right? Oh, yeah, there's nothing. I guess let's just keep... Shut up, fool. Why do I always forget to it? Yeah, I guess nothing. Because look at it. There is nothing. Yeah. Oh. Oh no, that's nothing. Let's go.
When I finally found myself adrift and free,
Ooh,
I had but
finally
little
run
idea of
away.
my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
How do you?
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Oh my. Is there anything? Oh no. Can we move? No, we can't. Wait, there's nothing. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, okay. The sun. Wait, that's not a sun, that's moon, right? Is that a sun? Oh no, that's a moon. I cannot be that.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Quite interesting. So I go to war. Now what? Water. Okay, there is nothing else. It's only like the first one. And then let's just learn about the
But
story.
neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude
God, I need
upon the
water.
heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how hard
The
this
change
is.
happened whilst I slept.
What?
Its details I shall never know. For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Oh! What is this? Oh. What is that? Ugh. I thought there is no such thing. What are you? Probably a squid. Oh, what's that? Oh, this is okay. Alright, that is disgusting, but let's
When
go
at
on.
last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and
What
in
is
which my
that?
boat lay grounded
look at
some
it.
distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Man, what the hell is astonished by this? I wouldn't be astonished by this. Look at this. Ugh, disgusting, man.
For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
Yes.
The region was putrid
Whoa.
with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Oh, this is disgusting. What do you even dream about this, man?
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight, save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the
What's
stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
I'm not gonna lie.
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Oh my goodness, the story is just really good. But it's so kind of like creepy. What is this, man? Why? Oh, that's something. Okay, I know this is the origin of Dagon. Dagon seemed to be inspired by Fishhead, a short novel by Irving S. Scott about an unnatural affinity between a hybrid idiot and the strange fish of an isolated lake. Supernatural horror in literature H.P. Lovecraft, and Lovecraft's dream about a strange island emerging from the ocean, and him crawling in the ooze that cover its surface. I dream that whole hideous crawl and can yet feel the ooze sucking me down. In defense of Dagon, H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft's interest in the topic stemmed from his aversion to fish and sea smells. In his own words, I have hate fish and fear the sea and everything connected with it since I was 2 years old. I cannot recall what early experience gave me such a profound and lasting aversion to the sea and seafood. The Dweller in Darkness, Lovecraft, 1927, Donald Wandre. Oh my goodness, that's an interesting story. This is an interesting story, but what the hell is that sound?
As I crawled into the stranded
What
boat,
is that?
I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Yes, this is StarCraft. I remember playing StarCraft, you know, I don't remember what it is, but I remember.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Oh, it could be, though. It could be.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
This is what the scary things about the ocean, man. You don't know what inside the ocean. Like, bro, we only see the darkness behind it. Like, bro, I think might be something in the ocean that might be as scary as the alien thing. But as far as I know, I play like the game like Man-Eater. It's not really that scary. It's kind of beautiful, but man, if it is like this, then I won't play that game.
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Right. Now where we... Okay, where do we need to go? What's that? Man, I admire this thing. No, not really. Who that admire this kind of thing?
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
What? Oh my goodness, look at that.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
What is that, man?
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
How the hell are you gonna get rescued by this kind of thing? Like, bro, you're dead. Okay, there must be something that, you know, you can learn about it. Eh? Nothing? Okay, I guess we'll keep going.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
Okay.
The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
That is what? This is also like kind of creepy, man. It's like you don't know where you're going, and yet you are still going. You don't know where you are. You don't know where you are going. The only thing that you have is a hope. So the hope It's only that you can get from this kind of thing. But they did not give up. Okay, there's nothing to learn, I guess. Yep, I guess there's nothing to learn. Let's go.
All day I
What
forged
is
steadily
that?
westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher
What
than
is
any
this?
other elevation on the rolling desert.
What is this? Oh, oh my goodness, this is some kind of weird experience, man. Hey, yo. Okay, what is this? Over there? Look at that. What is that? What? Oh, okay, we know that is this, but what is this? Some kind of crab? Oh man, it is so. Oh, it's kind of weird.
That night I
Whoa.
encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely
What is
nearer
it?
than when I had first espied it.
It's so, get it away from me, man. Is there anything I can learn? Oh man, look at. Do I want to learn the horror of the ocean? The creator of CTHULHU mythos and the fictional underwater city of DERLETH was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. Today we know that the darkest depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. This is what we're talking about, man. There are so many things that look like this. Oh my goodness. The deepest devouring fish we have discovered so far, the Mariana snakefish, can live about 8,000 meters, more than 2,000 feet, below the ocean surface in never-ending darkness and a helplessly crushing pressure, hundreds of times stronger than those found at the sea level. Upon glancing at a modern photo of deep sea creatures such as anglerfish, the fantoos, or the viperfish, and their truly Lovecraftian characteristics, it's hard not to find some irony in this. Oh, look at that! That's so creepy. That's some. Oh man, we could find this thing, man. Let's be at this. Oh, I'm glad we live on the land, man. Sometimes I'm glad we live on the land. Oh, to be honest, if we live
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Oh, that's something. By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mountain, which turned out to be much higher than it appeared from a
An
distance.
intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
Don't be dead. Oh,
I know not why my dreams were so wild that night, but ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
oh my goodness.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
Oh, wow. Wow. Look at this, man. Look at that.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night. Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost.
You in no way this is paradise. This is no way in
and of
paradise, man.
Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
Oh yeah.
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
Oh my. This game is awesome, man. The story and everything. Wow, let's just keep going. Look at this, it's so beautiful. Even though I don't move, but the narrator,
Ledges
I
and
really like it.
outcroppings of rock afforded fairly
Oh my
easy
goodness.
footholds for a descent.
Oh, okay. At least
Whilst
you can
after
go.
a drop of only a few hundred
At least you
feet,
can go
the
down.
declivity became very gradual.
Let's go. Let's go. Please, there's nothing more scary.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot
What is
definitely
this?
analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
Oh my
All at
goodness.
once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me. An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
Oh. Alright, let's just keep going, I guess. There's nothing need to be learned. I don't see anything. Okay, let's go. Yeah, work faster.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself. But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature. A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Can I express? Oh, okay. Oh, the sound is very creepy. Is there
For despite
anything?
its enormous magnitude and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I
Okay.
perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures.
Could be
Dazed and
something.
frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, let's go to this nothing that we don't know about it. Just go get closer. Nothing bad would happen. We don't know what happened, but we do not care. We are
The
human.
moon, now
Oh.
near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the
Wait,
towering steeps
water
that
over here.
hemmed in the chasm.
Oh. What's that?
And revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom,
Is that a
winding
face?
out of sight in both directions and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. There's also a full face. You can see. This look like a no, that's a fish. I thought this looked like a body. Is there anything else? Nothing again. I guess let's just go it.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books, consisting for the most part of conventionalized
this?
aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like. Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world.
What? Okay, I cannot even see properly. Oh, what's that? Okay, we see that. We know what is in the middle. Is that the dragon?
But whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Oh, is this? This is what we Storytelling method. Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods that Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carving at the Mountain of Madness, the Nameless City, Journals and Character Notes, The Shadow of the Time, The Haunted of the Dark, Island Imagined from the Ocean, The Call of CTHULHU, or fictional being and theatres based on real event and mythology, may go in the Whisper in Darkness. It's also considered the origin of the popular CTHULHU. What's that? How is that? CTHULHU methods? Son of the Lovecraft. Other story also conclude in a manner similar to Dagon. But let's keep the detail in order now to spare the ending. Yes, what is that
Plainly
nowadays?
visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré. I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men,
Man.
though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto.
Oh. 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 Maybe a mermaid.
Or paying homage at some monolithic
mermaid
shrine,
man.
which appeared to be
And
under the
Barnacle
waves as
Boys.
well.
It would be funny though. Oh, okay.
Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail,
Well,
for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint.
I want to see it. Look at that.
Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Oh.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips.
That is. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall.
Oh, look at this. But if you're thinking about it, alright, maybe if we, inside of it, been in, it's pretty normal. Right? Imagine we just born into this kind of creature and we see this kind of face. It's kind of normal. Right? Because we in the area, so it's kind of normal. So yes, this is normal. Nah, this is not normal because we never seen it, so
Curiously
it's not
enough,
normal.
they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
What the hell? What? Oh my
I
goodness.
remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe.
My goodness, imagine this kind of thing that you see in the sea. Oh my goodness.
Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
Neanderthal man was born. Oh my goodness, look at how scary is that. Oh my goodness.
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
What were you thought? Oh? I don't saw it. I don't saw it. That's not fair.
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters.
Oh. What is that?
It darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the
goodness.
monolith,
Oh, really?
about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
What? Oh. What is that?
I think I went mad then.
We're mad.
Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Sweet dreaming. Oh no. What? Where am I? You run away? Whatever. Let's just go.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
What? What happened? What happened to you? What happened to you? Are you become crazy? No, man, we must tell the story. Oh my
goodness. Of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
Goodness, what happened? No. Did I die? Did I survive?
When I came out of the shadows, I was in the San Francisco hospital.
Oh my goodness, I survived, yeah.
Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
Oh.
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
I mean, it is true. How the hell is it? You're probably dreaming, man. Okay, what's this? The journalist. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The Conservative. Which included political and social commentary, poetry, short story, and literary criticism written by him and the other authors. Howard was skilled wordsmith, but he also took criticism to heart, which resulted in his decision to step away from writing poetry and concentrate on weird fiction again. For the first time since his teenager years, Dagon, published in 1919, is the one of the short story writing during that period. In this example, except The Conservative, the master of horror fiction, explained his attitude toward warfare and the idea of war peace. Why an insane human being can believe in this possibility of universe peace is more than the conservation can fathom. Should the entire civilized world agree simultaneously to disarm, one or more nations would be undoubtedly retain secret armament, and the other prop time take advantage of their more altruistic and less assisted contemporary in the wide career of a conquest against unarmed victims. No country is, or even can be, above warfare until the basic impulse of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. Wow. Oh my goodness, this is creepy though. Why did you do that?
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist.
What? What is
and
celebrate?
amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Philistine. Fish god. It's weird. Fish have a god. Okay, there must be something. Oh, then nothing. Oh, there's a story about that. What's that? A Dagon. Oh, Dagon. Dagon? I don't know. Was the main deity of the Philistine, worshipped throughout the Middle East as the ancient god of fertility and crops. In Hebrew, the word Dagon was common noun for grain. The ruler of Akkad, Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint of their war conquest. He also appeared as the judge of the dead in Assyrian porn and an underworld prison warder in one of the Babylonian texts. It is often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name. As in Hebrew, the word Dag means fish. In H.P. Lovecraft's word, Dagon is an underwater deity ruling over the deep one, and humanoid race with fish traits that resides in the ocean. He is worshipped by a secret called the Historic Order of Dagon. Why? Why the control is really weird about this one? Okay, let's go.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Okay. What? Oh. Wait. Wait. Okay, this is weird. Okay, I guess I need to read about it. DERLETH and CTHULHU MYTHOS. DERLETH was an American writer and anthologist who also befriended Lovecraft and publishes many of his works through his company HUNS. Although this greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's works after his death, he is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of his most questionable decision involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine. DERLETH was devout Catholic to the CTHULHU mythos, which considered Lovecraft's view of the world, and he expressed to cosmic horror. As a result, the outer world are often misunderstood and misrepresented into the culture. It also worth noting that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a mythology, and the term CTHULHU mythos was coined by DERLETH after the author left the mortal plane. Interesting fact indeed. Oh, what are you looking at, huh? Hey, that. Okay, there's nothing over here. Except by this guy keep looking at me. Wait. Okay, there's nothing. Why did I even go here? What? What? Okay, it must be something, huh? Is that something that I need to know? Oh, the scientist. This day, the word scientist is a widely accepted term, but at the time Dagon was published, it was subject to wide debate. After the author used it in the story, critics pointed out that man of science was more appropriate term to employ. He admitted in defense of Dagon that if Dagon were to be reprinted, he would indeed use a phrase that suggests scientist was coined as an analog to artist to be used when referring to those studying different branches of science. Yet in the 90s, the early 20th century, scientific researchers in Great Britain and the United States were of the opinion that man of the science, responding the term man of letters, was the only proper choice. Among other things, it was gender specific, indicating that science was endeavor to pursue by only one sex. The term scientist became more accepted only after World War II, and the man of science started fading into obscurity as an old-fashioned synonym. Scientist, man of science. Yeah, scientist more look more cool. And man of science is just like 3 words. I don't know, it says 1 word off maybe, but scientist. Come on, man, let's say scientist. I guess let's go over there. I don't want to cut this video because this is so.
It is at night, especially
when
when
the moon
is
I don't want to cut the video,
that I see the thing.
So this is gotta be a full video. Let's just, you know, explain it together.
I tried morphine,
Try morphine,
but
for
the
what?
drug has given only transient surcease and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave.
Slave?
So now I am to end it all,
What?
having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Oh, don't do that, man. Please. Lovecraft on tobacco and alcohol. Lovecraft hated tobacco, even though he used to smoke when he was 12 in order to look and feel like a dude. In the correspondence with friend Reinhard Kleiner, he claims that he quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. Wow. That's weird how he wearing long pants and he quit. I mean, yeah, people have different opinion. He also have a very strong opinion about alcohol, as evident by his letter to Zeli Brown, date 30 February 1928. As for the matter of drinking, I have never tasted intoxicating liquid and never intend to, having thrown excessive disgust at anything which blurred of course corroscend the delicate natural equipoise of the involved human intellect and imagination. Drinking excited my personal repugnance, hence I don't drink. Let the herd do what they will. I am rather in favor of prohibition, the prohibition of any one antisocial force as well as of any others. Source: The Spirit of Revision, Lovecraft Letter to Celia Brown. Read the short. H.P. Lovecraft, Simbrani and Andrew. What is Lovecraft? I don't understand.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm. A mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man-of-war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
What's that? Oh, that's only a boat, right? Ascend amidst universal pandemonium. Oh, what's that?
The end is near.
The end is near. What is that
I
sound?
hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
Who is this? Wait, before I wanna see if there's something that I can, learn. Let's give it. Alright.
It shall not find me.
Well, we found you already. Okay.
God, that hand!
What is that? Oh, is that a hand? Oh.
The window!
Oh no, don't make it a scary thing. Oh, okay. Oh. Wait. Did he jump from the window? Did he jump for a window? What? We hope you enjoy immersing yourself into our little pool of cosmic horror. We would be appreciate if you took a moment to rate Dragon and check out other. Wow. I don't need to control it, but it's about the story of Dagon. I don't know if you ever read it, but I guess this is like for me to know a little bit about Dagon. Interesting enough, it's about the sea. Man, I like the narrator speaking. It's just like sound really good. I love it. It's just so amazing how he speak, and there is just some kind of word. I know my English myself, but I know a little bit of English. Look at this, it's just really amazing that it's much more than English. I know there's plenty more, but look at how they speak and the narrative of this, I really love it. Anyway, this is again of Dagon. It's about the sea monster, I guess. Just put a few, not really that scary to me, but I like how it's scary to look at the ocean. The ocean is always scary if you don't see anything under it. You don't know what happened inside of that, little island. Even you do in the island, and then you go into somewhere deeper than that, deeper in the sea. You don't know what under there. That's what creeping me out. At least if we look at the sky, we can see the, you know, even very darkness. But we know the darkness, there's nothing on it. But inside in the ocean, there could be anything. There could be some monster that we never discover. But nevertheless, everything happened, so we don't know what going to be happen. And maybe we're gonna, maybe the humankind gonna find a new things, a new creature. It's always something new, right? Nevertheless, this is Dagon. Hope you guys enjoy it. And I don't think I'm gonna cut the video because I want you guys to enjoy it too. And I feel like this is just only a story, like the story, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Bye bye.